This is East Midlands Today with Dominic Heel and me, Anne Davis.
Our top story tonight, they've published the route. Now the arguments begin.
High Speed 2 promises faster rail travel, but who'll benefit and who won't?
We're going to have all the blight and the anxiety and the fear associated with being on the route, but none of the benefits.
Under threat of demolition, the old railway cottages standing in the path of the new line.
A dreadful shock and quite unexpected.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to a new week with the news that high-speed rail is on its way to the East Midlands, with all the controversy, the course, goes with it.
Yes, the government today announced the route of what's known as HS2. It promises journey times of 51 minutes between a new regional station and the capital.
It's been hailed as a boost for the economy by some of our business leaders, but some of our politicians are critical of the route and the site of the new station. Mike O'Sullivan has the first of our reports tonight.
Out in the open at last, the route of the high-speed rail line through the East Midlands was made public today. Work due to start in the 2020s.
The traffic zipping along the M42 here at Ashby, but the new high-speed trains will be doing 250 miles an hour. The new high-speed line will be built alongside the M42, connecting the region with Birmingham, London and Leeds. The line will head up through northwest Leicestershire to reach the new station at Towton.
But it's claimed this route could cost the region. Derby's council leader wants the station in his city, saying there'd be £100 million in extra regional economic benefit. And Derby's prepared to offer tens of millions of pounds to HS2 if Towton is abandoned.
Some of the costs we'd have to bear anyway, and I think it's something we ought to say now and be quite open about it. We think the station should be in Derby, and we're prepared to back it with the City Council's money.
In northwest Leicestershire, there are fears a giant tunnel underneath East Midlands Airport will scupper plans for thousands of jobs at a separate rail freight depot. Today in Parliament, an MP voiced his opposition.
This puts in jeopardy, given the route, a potential £450 million private sector investment now in my constituency and the creation of up to 7,000 new jobs.
The area which he's talking about particularly is marked for tunnelling under East Midlands Airport, but also the East Midlands Gateway Rail Freight Interchange development site is clearly marked, and we will obviously be working with developers to minimise the impact wherever we can.
There could be rail links from Derby, Nottingham and Leicester to the HS2 station in Towton. Planners in Nottingham are delighted.
We've got good connectivity here. We're close to the motorway, we're close to the tram. The tram will go, I hope, into the booking hole of HS2, right into the booking hole. We've got rail connections here, and it's pretty well the centre of Derby and Nottingham.
As it makes its way up to Leeds, the high-speed line will broadly follow the route of the M1. Communities and individuals can see more details on the Department for Transport website. Mike O'Sullivan, BBC East Midlands Today.
Well, of course, the line of the HS2 route and the location of the East Midlands station at Towton will both have major impacts on nearby communities.
For the first time today, people have been able to learn whether they'll be affected and if they'll even be able to reach the new station. Here's James Robeson.
It seems difficult to believe as you look at it today, but within 20 years, trains capable of running at 200 miles an hour could be passing this spot.
HS2 will enter Long Eaton close to this route from the south and head north along the existing track line. It'll pass behind Tesco and Asda before the lines widen into the new East Midlands station site at the current Towton sidings. The sidings will be completely transformed and the station will include road access from a new roundabout on the A52. But what do people who live near the site think of the changes?
It's not something I think was needed around here. It's kind of the suburbs of Nottingham and Derby. I'd have thought it'd be more akin to go to Derby or Nottingham.
I think it's quite exciting, so I'll be quite pleased. I actually work in London quite a lot, so it can't come quick enough for me.
On my doorstep, I'd quite like to keep the nice fields that are there and not quite have as much traffic around. I've got young kids that like to play upon the fields and things like that.
Meanwhile, some existing freight lines will be transformed into passenger and freight lines off the existing Derby to Nottingham line to allow passengers from Nottingham and Derby stations to get directly to Towton, even though it's 10 miles from either.
That would be inconvenient, but yes, I probably would use it.
Yeah, it is local to me, Towton, so probably would still, yeah.
I go to London a lot. Who wouldn't? I mean, you can save all that time. Absolutely, definitely, yes, no doubt.
But perhaps most concern is felt tonight by Long Eaton residents who live in these former railwaymen's cottages.
Well, let's hear from some of those people who do live in those cottages. Jeff Maskel is there for us live tonight. Good evening, Jeff.
Good evening to you, Anne. Yes, built in 1863, the station porters lived in the ones at this end of the street. The station master has a very posh house at the far end. But what the residents woke up to this morning was the news that while they've always lived close to the railway line, the main Nottingham-London line is just over there, and there's a freight line at the back of the garden. HS2 is going to come even closer, through the front room at number 4. Well, the neighbours have all gathered here at Roger and Margaret's house at number 5. And they're all in the front room waiting for me. Well, Roger and Maureen from down at the end of the road. Maureen, when did you get the news that HS2 was coming very close to you?
When your researcher knocked on my door this afternoon.
Well, what was your reaction to the news that...
Utter shock, and I just felt like the carpet had been pulled from under me.
I mean, it has been a huge shock to everybody here, hasn't it? I mean, it's Roger, you've worked on the railways for a very long time. What do you make of the plans? You've seen them. It looks like they're going through your neighbours. What does it mean for the whole row of houses?
Well, it's certainly it would need curtains because the cottage wouldn't survive with accordance to that plan. And in actual fact, we're just amazed, frankly.
And what does it mean for you personally? I mean, in terms of, you know, maybe staying, maybe going. Have you had any communication at all?
I can't really see how either myself or any of these people here today, or the people on the estate behind, would ever consider. We've got to consider very carefully the implications of this, and also bear in mind that, as from today, the values of our properties are prejudiced by the fact that people aren't going to buy them if they think they're going to be knocked down.
Well, the people here have had absolutely no communication about any compensation or any payments or even on any timescales. And while HS2 is a long way off for the rest of the country, for them, it's already arrived.
Oh, Jeff, thank you. Scary, scary news to have that.
Must be.
Horrible.